love you so. I wish he would come back.
Hello and welcome to Random Movie Time. Today's feature is the 1946 film noir classic, The Postman Always Rings Twice, directed by Tay Garnett and starring Lana Turner and John Garfield. This tells the story of a handsome young drifter who gets a job at a couple's restaurant, and he almost immediately begins an affair with the owner's much younger wife, leading to tragedy and sin and murder and all kinds of shenanigans. Well, Shannon, what did you think of this movie?
I don't know. That's a complicated question for me, because if I look at it as a film study, I really like it. There's a lot of interesting things to consider. If I look at it as purely entertainment, I like it okay. But there are some, if I were to look at it in that vein, there are some flaws. But what I do like about it is that the acting is superb. I mean, Lana Turner, John Garfield, and the fellow who plays the older husband, his name escapes me right now, but they did an incredible job. I mean, it's over dramatic, but that's the style. So, but Lana Turner, wow, what an amazing performance. And I love how they play with the film shots, the black and the white. There's scenes on the beach where you feel a bit closed in at times. There's foreshadowing that's very effectively done. Lana Turner's costume design, she wears white or black for the whole film, so mainly white, I think. So everything is really well thought out, even the way the shots are set, and everything has a purpose, seems to have a purpose in the film. And yeah, it's a classic film noir. It's considered one of the best film noir films, apparently. And I love it. And the struggles between the characters are a bit heart-wrenching, a bit gut-wrenching. It's like push-pull, and you're just like, oh my god, what's gonna happen? And the characters, none of the characters were very likable, but that didn't matter because it really fit well with the story, and you can feel the struggles. The cop was likable because he was funny. He liked cats. But he was like the only comic relief in the film. It was very dour, as film noir is.
I think you ought to know I'm feeling very depressed.
The only thing, if I were going to look at it from an entertainment perspective, it did seem to drag on a bit. It was just a bit too much push-pull. It was like, really, again, there's this conflict again, and then they resolve it. Another conflict. I think they could have done with probably one or two less conflicts, and it would have been fine. This was based on a novel by James M. Cain. I think I would be interested to read the novel to see. And actually, this is the third film production, apparently. Apparently, there was first a French adaptation. I think it was released in 1939. And then there was an Italian adaptation. I believe that was released in 1943. But apparently, before the film adaptations, there was also it was adapted to a play. I think it was on Broadway. So these adaptations have a rich history, and it would be interesting to compare them to see what the American version is like compared to the Italian and the French version, and the novel. Would be really interesting. What about you, Tommy? What do you think?
I thought the movie was good. I think I've seen better examples of classic film noir. I think, for me, in that style, Double Indemnity would probably be the best. The dialogue is really snappy in that movie. In this movie, it's... I don't know. I think you could argue, well, that was the 40s and that's how people talked. I don't think so. I think the dialogue was kind of stilted in this movie, or at least the characters' motivations seemed weird. Like just the whole way that men and women related to each other in this movie it was I don't know, you could say, well, that's how they did it in those days, but I've seen plenty of examples where it seemed a bit more naturalistic than this. It was just, this sort of immediate affair. The guy doesn't even think twice about it, even though he's just gotten a job at the diner, and he just immediately starts an affair.
Well, he's a bit of a jerk, isn't he? He just takes what he wants.
He is. There's a part where, they almost could have gotten away with the whole thing if he hadn't gone off with this, hussy to Mexico and all of this. Like, he keeps making all these mistakes. But that's film noir for you. They keep, there's a ray of hope and then you get shot down. And, but not bad. And, it's definitely memorable. It's definitely a movie that, you think about afterwards, and all the scenes stay with you. It's really regarded as a classic. It's not my favorite in that genre, but it was pretty good. It was a pretty entertaining movie, and I was glad to have finally seen it. It was like sort of one of those movies I wanted to see for a long time.
Yeah, I'm glad I saw it too. I'm the same way. I had wanted to see this for a long time, and this was my first viewing of it, so I was very happy it popped up.
So, how many dead cats do you give this?
Aw, poor cat. You'll have to watch the movie if you haven't and know what that's about. I think I will give this a 3 dead cat count out of 5. I really saw the value in this as a film study. A lot of beautiful shots, great acting. But, a bit too... I think the dialogue was a bit underdeveloped, and it was just a bit too long. What about you?
I'll give it 3 dead cats out of 5. Yeah, it was pretty entertaining. I don't think it's the undisputed classic. It is a classic, but it's not one of the absolute best in the film noir genre. But 3 dead cats seems sufficient to me.
Oh, Tommy!
Well, I guess we've got to take a certain gentleman on a nice winding drive through the mountains, and hopefully there won't be any accidents. And that's it for this time. We'll see you next time on Random Movie Time.